Một tràng tay thật lớn để chào đón các cầu thủ của chúng ta.
Don't act like you forgot. I called a shot. Like blah, blah, blah. Y'all should know me well enough. Better have my mind. Better have. Better have. Better have. Better have my money. Don't act like you forgot. Don't act like you forgot. Don't act like you forgot.
Good morning, everyone, and what you just saw was an amazing performance from our Vinschool student. And now I'm sitting at the audience area along with nearly 1,000 students waiting in excitement to finally welcome and meet two of our very special guests. Taking from here, please welcome on stage MC Đức Bảo.
Thank you so much. How are you doing this morning? Vincers, can I see your hands? Come on, raise it up. All right. A lot of students have been waiting eagerly, very early this morning. How do you feel? Are you excited? Can you shout a little bit louder? Come on! All right, because today we have a very special occasion, an opportunity, maybe just once in a lifetime, but I hope it will be more of this happening in the future. And we have the opportunity to hear from the two legendary footballers of all time, especially from one of the most famous clubs in the world, Manchester United. Please welcome the legendary Mr. Ryan Giggs and Mr. Paul Scholes. Please clap your hands together continuously to welcome Mr. Ryan Giggs and Mr. Paul Scholes to the stage. Very nice to see you again, Mr. Paul Scholes, Mr. Ryan Giggs. Thank you so much. All right. First of all, we would like to say thank you so much for spending time with us. We know that you have such a busy schedule coming to Vietnam. And to all the students, they have known that 2 days ago at Hưng Yên, Văn Giang, Mr. Ryan Giggs has signed the contract to officially become the football director of PVF, the Young Football Training Center of Vingroup, and alongside Mr. Paul Scholes as a consultant for football at PVF. As you guys have known, Mr. Ryan Giggs and Mr. Paul Scholes spent their entire career, just such a successful and legendary career, a lot of titles, a lot of specific and historic moments in the history of football has been presented with these gentlemen here. So thank you so much, and we know that you have a busy schedule, but the stop at Vinschool is a very important stop during your working time. So we will make the most out of it with the talk show. The topic here is with fire comes gold. We would like both the legendary players will share about their experience, about their the time that you spent to nurture your dream. How did you become such a successful football players and also a human beings during a very short time now. The first question is, yeah, it's very easy. Can you say something to say hi to all the students here?
Good morning. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Mr. Polskos, would you like to say something?
Hello. Good morning.
Are your kids at the same age with them? Are your kids at the same age with them?
Yeah, I've got 2 children. My daughter is 14 and my son is 11.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Scholes?
I have 3. One's 18, one's 16, and one's 11.
So their kids are the same age with you guys, so it's very easy for them to share with you. Well, first of all, becoming a famous football players and such a successful one in one of the most valuable and most famous clubs in the world is a dream, is the biggest dream of any professional athletes. So they want to hear about what you like to share, your feelings about Manchester United, about your teammates, about your time with the club. Mr. Rangix first.
Yeah, I think from the time that I could walk, I loved football. So as soon as I was able to kick a football, that was sort of what made me happy when I was younger. Then as you grow up, you start to play games and you enjoy it even more. And then I realised my dream by playing for Manchester United, because growing up I was a Manchester United fan, and I got that opportunity at 17 to play for Manchester United first team, and then I stayed in the first team for 20 years or so. So it was the best days of my life, playing for Manchester United, playing with my friends also, who I'd known a long time. And I think the most important thing is working hard, but also to enjoy it. I enjoyed every minute of it.
And Paul?
Yeah, exactly the same. From being a young age, all you want to do is play football. You hope that one day you can fulfil your dreams and be a footballer, but when you're a young person like the people in here today, you're always trying to work hard every day to try and achieve your dream. And as Ryan said, we were lucky enough, we was given a chance by the manager who promoted youth players. He always wanted, you know, to bring players from the academy into the first team, and we was lucky enough to get that chance.
All right, so you both started to love playing football at very early ages. But what makes you decide, or your family decided for you, that you will become a professional football athlete?
I think that comes from hard work. I don't think there's any decision. I think every kid would, if they had the choice, would want to be a professional footballer, or be good at something that they possibly could be. When they're older, I don't think there's a choice from your parents. It's down to hard work with your coaches every day, your teachers or your coaches, and hopefully one day you will get to live your dream, and we were lucky enough to do that.
So was it a natural course for you to become a professional football player?
It was what I wanted to do, so I worked hard at trying to achieve my dream, which I think you have to do whether you're a football player, whether you go into business, whatever you do, whether you're a doctor, a nurse, you have to work hard and you have to study. So that's what we did. We trained hard from a very early age, but also we enjoyed it. And I think the most important thing now is to also have that education, because there is only a small percentage that become football players or become professional sportsmen. So it's important also that you work hard at school.
Was there any time in the early days that you feel stressed as a young kid, that you want to give up? And what makes you keep committing to this course?
I don't think there was ever a time when you wanted to give up, because you knew what rewards were there at the end of it. As Ryan said, there was always the education side of it. Even when we was playing at 16, 17 years of age, we always had to go to school for one day to learn different skills in case the football didn't happen. But like I said, we were just so lucky to be at a club that gave young players a chance, and we put that hard work in every day to, when it came to being an adult, that we were ready, we were well prepared by our teachers, by our coaches, to go on and hopefully be good for people at first, and then be talented at football as well.
Ryan, have you ever felt any obstacles and you think that you would give up, but then you come back and work harder?
No, I think it's like anything in life. You always have obstacles in front of you. It's about overcoming them obstacles. When I was a young player and we lost, you know, I thought it was the end of the world when you lose a game or when you miss an easy chance. But then you make mistakes, but then it's how you come back from them mistakes and you carry on. You don't give up. You keep working hard. And yeah, like I say, that's not just football, that's in life in general. You're going to get ups and downs, but you have to carry on, you have to work hard, and that's what we did.
Yeah, failing is the part of the learning process. It is true that. So during many seasons that you spent with the club, with the Manchester United club, what is the most impressive and most memorable season of you two? Mr. Paul Scholes first?
I think that's quite an easy one, the 99 season when we won the treble. Obviously loads of great memories, not just from that year, but you know, playing for 19, 20 years at a great club and winning so many things, winning your first title as well, your first trophy is a special occasion, but I think without any doubt the treble year was the most memorable.
Yeah, and Mr. Ryan Giggs?
Yeah, it's the same. I mean, we were part of a very successful team which won lots of trophies, but in 1999 that was the pinnacle. That was the best feeling of a season, and also the last game we won the league on the Saturday. We won the league on the Saturday. The following Saturday we won the FA Cup, and then the following Wednesday night we won the Champions League. So that had never been done before, to win 3 of the major trophies in one season. And when we won the Champions League, that was the best feeling I've ever had on a football pitch.
Yeah. I think that kids these days, they may not know that really well, but back in the day, I still feel goosebumps when I think about the moments that the ball go into Bayern Munich's goalkeeper behind the line, and you guys win at the last minute. The kids here, do you know that in the 1999 years, Manchester United with the class of 92, with Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, David Beckham, and many, many other legend players, won 3 titles in the year: the Premier League Cup, the FA Cup, and the Champions League Cup. Does anyone know? Do you know? Yeah, of course the parents, especially the dads know. Yeah, they are big fans, see? Okay, thank you so much. I think that 1999 is a year to remember, and many other years. Football is a team efforts for kind of sports, of course. And what did you learn about your teammates, playing with them, being friends with them, being brothers with them? What can you say about working with your teammates during your career?
Well, as you rightly say, football is a team game. It's not all about individuals. You have to get along with your team. Not everyone, I suppose, but most of them. And we was lucky enough to be part of a team that played together from being 15 years of age. Obviously, there was only 5 or 6 of us, and there's many more players involved in the squad. But we were very lucky that we had great examples in front of us. You know, the older players that probably a lot of people won't remember, but you know, the Brian Robsons and Steve Bruce, Gary Pallisters, Roy Keanes. These people set great examples for us to follow. So we knew you had to be part of a team. You have to work for each other. You have to work hard for each other. You have to play for each other. You have to sacrifice for each other. And it was just a special time, and special to be part of such a great football team.
Would you like to give another comment?
Yeah, no, I think, like you say, football is a team sport. Obviously, you want to do your best individually, but also you don't want to let your teammates down. And I think in training, especially when we were at Manchester United, every day was a challenge, because you're training with great players, and you take each other onto the next level. You don't want to be left behind. So you're lucky enough to play with great players, and you just want to keep improving all the time. So you learn so many things in a team game, you know, like I say, not letting people down, enjoying success. And we were lucky enough to not only be teammates, but friends also. You make lots of friends when you play football. So we have 5 or 6 of us where we're still friends, we still stay in touch, which is also something that you can get from team sports.
Yeah, like on and off the court, you really know each other so that you could connect when you play football together. And looking back at your careers, such as successful careers, what is the decisive factor that makes you so successful?
I think being, from an early age when you're taught how to be, first, like I said before, like a good person, and then, every player who's at Manchester United had a talent, whether you're a young player or an older player. But it's how you brought that talent out into a team game, and we were taught very well. As Ryan said, training every day was very competitive. We knew, every day you had to come in to work hard if you're going to achieve your dreams. There was, if you were off the boil or wasn't playing so well or wasn't giving everything all the time, there was always somebody else to come in and take your place. So we knew every day was very special, whether it's a weekend game in the Premiership or it's a Monday morning training. You knew you had to be mentally right and ready to fight for your place.
Yes. How about you?
No, I mean, it's the same. I think, like I said, not just in football, but also in any walk of life, you need to work hard. If you have a talent, then you have to make the most of that talent. And that's how we were brought up. We were brought up to work hard. And always improve, always, no matter what age you are, no matter where you are in the team, no matter how many medals you won, always trying to improve, never standing still.
Yes, and having a talent, just like 1 or 10%, guaranteed that you will be successful. Yeah. The other 19 and 99 is your efforts and your commitment. And it's a fortune that you have been joining the Manchester United, one of the most beautiful heritage and such a long history of success. And in Vinschool, especially in the PVF, the attendees at the PVF will be studying here in the morning, and in the afternoon they will move to PVF campus. And many other young kids here have a dream of becoming a football player professionally in the future. So, as a legend, what would you give them an advice?
I think probably the same thing we said is to come into school every day, come into work every day, come into the football pitches every day, and try and be the best you can. Yeah. Make sure you're listening to your teachers or your coaches. That's a very important thing about it, I think. And if you have the talent and you're prepared to work, then I'm sure that you will get your rewards come the age that you require them. It's all about hard work. It was all about hard work for us. We were never allowed to take it easy. We had tough coaches coming up. We had tough teachers when we were young, and we were always told, if the harder you work, the more rewards you'll get, and we were lucky enough to succeed.
Yeah, exactly the same as Paul. I think you obviously have to listen to your coaches. You need to work hard, and football is only a short career. So you have to make the most of it. You don't want to get to 30 years of age and think, oh, I wish I'd have worked harder, I wish I'd done this, and have regrets. You need to get the most out of your body that you can. And then, like we said about education is important, because after you finish, then you have to do something else. Maybe it's still within football. Maybe you're in the media, cameraman, maybe like yourself, or maybe you're a physio or a coach. So it's important to get that balance right. Yes, you have to give your all when you're a football player, but also when you do go to school in the morning, you need to learn.
Yeah, you have to think about the long run also. A lot of things that the legends have shared with us. Now it's your turn, Vincers. If you have any question, don't be shy and raise your hand. And would you like to pass the mic? So many young kids raise their hand. Okay. Would you like to introduce yourself and ask your question, please?
Hi, I'm Phương, and my question is that what is your motivation that helps you get through the hard time in your career and your work of life?
Is it love?
No, I think Paul said that we were lucky when we were young players coming into the team, and we had experienced players to help us along, because you will get disappointments. you will get setbacks, but it's about how you overcome them setbacks. And then when we become older players, when we become the more experienced players, we help the young players. And it just keeps going, because everyone needs a little bit of help. Everyone needs a little bit of luck. But yeah, there is a saying that the harder you work, the luckier you get.
Thank you. And
yeah, exactly the same. You know, it's not all rosy in the garden, I suppose. When you're playing in your career, you're going to have disappointments, and it's how you get over them. You know, we were lucky enough; we didn't have loads of disappointments. We had our fair share. You know, when you lose a game for Man United, it's a disaster most of the time. So it's difficult to get over them, and then you need the staff, the coaches, the teachers that you'll have there to pick you up again, and you always have to be ready to go and ready to prove yourself all the time.
As you can see, that playing for Manchester United, every time you step on the court, is a gigantic amount of pressure to win. There's no other result to be expected, as you can see. All right, next question from someone who wants to be a professional athlete. All right, who wants to be a professional athlete? The guy with the glasses. Okay. Stand up, please.
No, it's one there. So, yeah.
Oh, over there. Okay. Next. Okay. All right.
So, hello. My name is Minh Anh, and my question is, have you thought to become the manager of Vietnamese national football team?
This one is for
Mr. Geeks.
Mr. Geeks, all right.
Well, it's my first time in Vietnam, and I must say that I'm enjoying it. I've had a great welcome, and I will keep coming back to Vietnam with PVF, and with Vin. To answer the question, no, I haven't thought about it. I'm quite busy with PVF at the moment, but I've seen at the academy how skillful the children are, how dedicated they are, and how much they love football in this country. So that is the dream, to get Vietnam to the World Cup, to keep improving young players, and then in future years, the Vietnamese national team, and also have individuals playing in European leagues, and maybe one day playing for Manchester United.
That would be huge. All right, thank you. Next question. So many hands. Maybe this from this side, the other guy. Okay.
This side?
Yeah. Please stand up. All right. Maybe we need another microphone for this side and one for this side. That'd be easier.
Thank you. First of all, thank Mr. Paul and Mr. Ryan to be here with us today. I'm really excited, like all of us. I want to ask, a week ago, I was going to a football match with my friends, and on the way there, I had a really bad fall. I skipped and I hurt, my knee just pounded right into the pavement, and later I learned that my ligament was hurt. I don't know. They first. The doctor told me that I can walk for like a few months until I had the surgery, and I understand that being a football player, you will encounter like many injuries. But what do you do when you like learn that you can walk or you can run 100% like it used to be?
Is it a torn ACL?
Yeah, torn
right?
ACL.
Torn ACL.
Yeah.
Must be surgery.
Yeah, it can be difficult at times. I was quite lucky through my career not to have too many serious injuries. I never did anything like an ACL. Probably the longest I was out for probably 3 or 4 months, but any amount of time when you're out is difficult. He could be, 7, 8 months before he's up and playing again, but he has to look to that. He has to, set a target for when he wants to come back playing. I'm sure, there's many examples out there. You look at Zlatan Ibrahimovic now, he's just come back from a cruise ship. He's, 37, 38 years of age. He's a great example, and he's so young. I'm not sure how old he is. 15, 16? 17, sorry. You look a bit younger. 17 years of age, he's got plenty of time. You have plenty of time to get yourself right, and I'm sure it'll just fly by once you have the operation. You'll be back on your feet, and you'll be playing in in no time, really.
All right. And as a wing player, you have the speed of one of the fastest men while you were playing. Were you scared of being injured? Because, you know, defenders will take care of you a lot.
They tried, yes. No, I mean, injuries is part and parcel of playing football. You're going to get injuries. You just have to overcome them. And, yeah, he's still young, so he will repair quickly. But no, you never went into a football match thinking, I might get injured. You just have to go into a football match not thinking about that. But if you do get injuries, then obviously you have to do the rehabilitation, you have to listen to the doctors, and then soon you'll be back on the football pitch. It'll go quickly.
Yeah, it's about the mentality. Yeah, right? Yeah. All right, next question. Okay, someone, you know, over at the end line.
Hi. So, first of all, welcome to Vinschool. And it's such a pleasure to have you here today. I just have a question. So how did your coach and your teammates inspire you?
Yeah?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think you get inspired by a lot of things. You get inspired, but not only inspired, but driven by a lot of things. Our manager was quite tough. He, if you wasn't performing or if you wasn't working hard, then you were out the team. So we knew that we had to perform. I wouldn't say that was inspiring. I thought it was a little bit scared of him. But yeah, you learn from an early age that you have to be disciplined. Also, you can be inspired by lots of things. You can be inspired by older players, but also younger players. You can get inspired by younger players coming into the team, and you remember when you were young and how free you was and not thinking about too much and just going out and playing football. So also young players can inspire you as well as older players. So we were lucky enough to, like we said, older players, a good manager, good coaches, to get the best out of us.
So for Mr. Paul Scholes?
Yeah, exactly the same as Ryan. I think we were definitely inspired by our coaches who demanded the best out of us every day. You know, if you lost that desire to play, you know, you wasn't in the team, you knew about it pretty quickly. I think as far as inspirations, it was always the older players, the people we looked up to when we were, you know, trying to become, or not even trying to become, but sat at home watching TV, watching these great players play, you know, your Brian Robsons, as I've mentioned, people like that. These are the people that inspire you, and then, you know, we were lucky enough to get in the same team and play with these people and saw how they behave, see how they treat being a Manchester United footballer, and they taught us all the right things.
Thank you so much. And another question. We would like to have this one, and then we want to move to the next one. Very exciting. So who will get this question? I'm very, very torn apart between these two. All right. The one that okay, with both hands over there. Yeah, you. Okay, stand up. Very young kid.
We give a question to that little girl there. She really wants to ask a question. Yeah, her.
All right, after this one.
Okay.
Hello, Ryan Giggs and Paul Scholes.
Hello.
I have a question to you. How do you feel when you score a goal against the opposing team?
Me? It is the best feeling ever. Very difficult to describe, I suppose, whether it's a goal against some low team or whether it's a goal against a Liverpool or a Manchester City. The feeling it's indescribable. You just can't say how proud you are, how happy you are to score a goal and help your team win the game.
Yeah, when you score a goal, it's the best feeling. It's very hard to describe, but when you score especially an important goal against one of your big rivals, and the fans are cheering and your teammates are jumping on top of you and you're celebrating, there is no better feeling, and that's a feeling that once you finish, you miss. That's the feeling that you can never get back. So when you score a goal, you must always celebrate.
Such a beautiful saying. Yeah, you know, I think as a fan of Manchester United, we always remember how you run through a lot of defenders and score the goal from the left wing, and you have the gun and to fire from distance, and all these memorable goals will be always remembered. So you specifically ask for a young girl over there who continuously raise her hand. Please give the mic. Có thể chuyển mic cho cô bé này đây. Hi there.
Hello, Mr. Ryan Giggs and Mr. Paul Scholes.
Hello.
I have a question that when you fail a lot of times and like everyone told you to just give up and everyone told you to just don't have that dream in your mind, will you have hope?
I think you will, as well as when we become football players, you have a lot of praise. But also when you maybe not playing so well, you have in the newspapers or fans maybe disappointed with you. That is life. You have to overcome that. And by doing, how do you overcome it? You have to work hard. You have to believe in yourself. So never stop believing in yourself. Always go for your dream. Like we said earlier, you will get ups and you will get downs. You try and keep it a balance all the time. Never get too excited or never get too down. But when you do get down, that is when you need to believe in yourself. That is when you need your friends, you need your teammates, you need your family to help you come through that.
Thank you.
All right. It's true that professional athletes, and especially legendary ones, they have the strongest mentality of all time because they have to work a lot harder than normal people, and you have to go through a lot of pressure and of course failure to reach the success. I know that you guys have been waiting for another question, but now we have to move on to the next part, which is very exciting. We'll host the ball kicking contest with the very famous judges over here. And I will ask 6 students who is very confident of their ball kicking skills. All right. We'll need 2 teams, 3 students each team. And who? Because there are so many hands. A teacher from Vinschool will pick 6 Vincers. Em mời anh ạ.
Ok, bây giờ chúng ta sẽ có 2 đội. Một đội 3 người là thuộc về đội của tuyển thủ Rangers và 3 người thuộc đội của tuyển thủ Vinschool. Và bây giờ thầy Thới đâu ạ? Thầy Thới lên đây giúp tôi một chút ạ. Thank you. Ok. Ok. Đầu tiên là đội của Mr. Rangers sẽ có 3 người. Ok. Xin mời bạn Trường. Ok. Thạc Phong. Thạc Phong đâu ạ? Xin mời, nhanh. Thầy Thới ạ. Ai nữa? Đông Hưng, xin mời. Và cứ lên đây đã thì chúng ta sẽ chia đội nhá. Ok. Bạn đeo kính nào. Con rồi, xin mời con. Không thấy cánh tay của bạn nữ nào à? Có bạn nữ nào muốn lên không? Ngọc, xin mời. Trời, một cánh tay của bạn nữ. Còn 2 người. 2 người nữa đang tìm cánh tay của nữ để cân đối nào. Được rồi, trong khi chờ các bạn nữ thì sẽ có một bạn nam nữa. Wow, rất nhiều cánh tay. Và thầy Thuận ơi, ở phía dưới các thầy chọn một người giúp đi ạ. Và ở bên này có bạn nữ nào không? Ngọc lên chưa? Ngọc lên đây rồi. Một nữ nào? Không thấy nữ nào ta. Rồi, xin mời con. Và chúng ta đã có đủ 6 người. Ok, bạn này cho thầy nhờ một chút, con sẽ làm trọng tài cùng với thầy. Ok, và bây giờ chúng ta sẽ có 6 người và mỗi người sẽ 3 đội. Bây giờ đội của Mr. Rangage nhớ Ngọc, Đồng Hưng.
Còn các bạn sẽ thi. Để anh nhé.
Rồi bây giờ
So we have like 4 people in each team. That's fine. That's fine. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. And now we'll have the ball for each team. The rule is as followed. Each team will have 2 minutes to kick the ball. And Mr. Rangix and Mr. Paul Scholes will be the judge to count how many times all the members in one team kick the ball. It's as easy as that. And we will take turns. And each team will have 1 ball. Okay. Okay.
Để cho có một cái sự ganh đua giữa hai đội thì luật chơi của chúng ta như sau. Mỗi một đội chúng ta sẽ tâng luân phiên và chúng ta sẽ tính tổng số lần tâng được bóng, và ở đây sẽ có một cái phần điểm thưởng, đó là đội nào thể hiện được vừa tâng được bóng nhưng mà thể hiện được cái kỹ thuật khó thì sẽ được cái vote của tất cả mọi người đứng ở phía dưới đâu ạ. Và nếu như phần cuối cùng đội nào được nhiều điểm hơn, nếu như mà hai đội bằng điểm nhau thì đội nào được cái sự đồng ý cũng như là vote của các khán giả phía dưới nhiều hơn thì đó sẽ giành chiến thắng đó ạ. Và bây giờ chúng ta sẽ có phần luân phiên hai đội và anh Bảo sẽ tiếp tục.
Okay, and there's another bonus point that if which team perform the better techniques of kicking the ball, we're having a plus point, which is decided by the big applause from the audience. So, Geeks team will play first, alright? And you will help us counting the times that they kick the ball. Nào, bây giờ thì các bạn đội bên này sẽ là đội đầu tiên. Geeks team will go first, and 2 minutes. Yes. Alright. 3, 2, 1, go! Time is running. Time to team Emily. Turn the girl. Go. Oh. We have 1 more minute. Yeah. Let the judges perform. After 2 minutes, Team Scholes have the total of the time of kicking the ball will be 66. All right, let's give them another big round of applause. And Mr. Gix has counted how many? 67. Are you confident? It's 67. All right. You think? Yeah. But the actual number is The actual number is 45. So, the winning team here is Mr. Paul Scholes team. Congratulations. And of course, there will be gifts given by the two legends to the winning team. Congratulations. And thank you so much for joining us for the ball kicking contest. Thank you. The gifts and Mr. Paul Scholes will give the gifts for the winning team. Oh, it looks like we're in Old Trafford, coming into a friendly match. And please take a picture once again with the two teams. Thank you so much. Thank you, team. Mr. Paul Scholes and Mr. Rangix, and please remain on stage. Please remain on stage. In this talk show today, Mr. Paul Scholes and Mr. Rangix will sign on 10 footballs as a gift for fans, and these footballs will be auctioned for raising fund for Vinschool Charitable Fund. And Vinschool organizes many different charity activities, and today there's an activity that affirms Vinschool's care and responsibility for the community. And you know, the parents join the auctions for these special football, and they pay the different prices, but it's all about raising fund. And hopefully the parents will advocate this, spread widely the great significance of our talk show today and join together in growing Vinschool Fund. And we have the result here, because the auction happened before this. First, I would like both Mr. Rangix and Mr. Paul Scholes to sign on the footballs. Can I have the pens? All right. Earlier today, during the live stream, the parents of the kids here have joined the auction with the starting price of each football is 2 million, and they have paid different prices to become the winners. All right. And now, let's wait for Mr. Rangix and Mr. Paul Scholes to finish signing the football. Earlier today, 2 days ago, in the 20th of November, which is the National Teacher Day, I have the honor to meet these two legends at the PVF new campus, and we had the inauguration ceremony for PVF's new campus in Hưng Yên. And on that day, the under-15 PVF team have won on the penalty with a score of 4-2 against the under-15 Stoke City. You know Stoke City, the team that's playing the Premier League? Yeah, they are the second oldest football team in the world. And the under-15 of PVF has won the game in a friendly match, which is a very good sign. And Mr. Rangix and Mr. Paul Scholes will be consulting, especially Mr. Rangix as a football director of PVF in the coming future to help young football talents of Vietnam to become at the next level. And hopefully in the very near future they will contribute to the national team. All right, thank you so much for signing the footballs. And now I would like to invite to the stage the winner of the auctions. Xin mời đại diện đội bóng Vinschool That's FC anh và em. Vâng ạ, anh là phụ huynh nào là đại diện ạ của đội bóng Vinschool That's FC? Một người ạ. Vâng, xin mời anh. Tiếp theo xin mời anh Phan Quyết Chí, phụ huynh bạn Phan Phùng Anh Đức, lớp 4A24. And Mr. Paul Scholes, Mr. Rangix, yeah, please stand on the two sides and we could take a picture together. Tiếp theo xin được mời phụ huynh bạn Trần Minh Khôi. Vâng, phụ huynh bạn Trần Minh Khôi. Tiếp theo phụ huynh bạn Phạm Văn Hùng. Xin mời phụ huynh bạn Vũ Xuân Hạnh. Và xin được mời phụ huynh của bạn phụ huynh Nguyễn Trọng Nghĩa. Sorry, đấy là tên của phụ huynh. Tiếp theo xin mời phụ huynh Nguyễn Đức Hà. Tiếp theo là xin mời phụ huynh Trần Văn Minh ạ. Đại diện đội bóng R4 Park Hill. Và nếu mà ai chưa có mặt thì chúng tôi cũng sẽ chuyển cái quả bóng rất là đặc biệt này đến với người thắng cuộc đấu giá, vì quý vị cũng đã đóng góp một cái số tiền rất là ý nghĩa cho các hoạt động gây quỹ của quỹ từ thiện của Vinschool. And now please clap your hands together for the winners of the auctions. And now Mr. Rangix and Mr. Paul Scholes will give the balls to each of the winner. And this is a very nice gesture to join the auction and give away some amount of money for the charitable activities of Vinschool. And please take a picture together. And I have seen that there's two footballs left, and I hope that I could steal one. Thank you so much. Xin được cảm ơn các anh rất nhiều ạ. Xin được chúc các anh sẽ giữ được thật là nhiều kỷ niệm với những trái bóng được ký bởi hai huyền thoại, và dĩ nhiên là không bỏ qua cơ hội, đúng không ạ? Alright. Thank you so much. And right now we have a special moment, ladies and gentlemen and students. Mr. Paul Scholes and Mr. Rangix will receive a special present from Vinschool. A very special present, and we will wait for this to maybe later. Gentlemen, thank you. Xin được cảm ơn các anh ạ. Các anh có thể sẵn sàng hy sinh những chiếc áo, đúng không, để có được khoảnh khắc này, nhưng cảm ơn anh rất nhiều. Thank you so much, Mr. Paul Scholes. Rồi ạ. Vâng.
Các bạn học sinh chúng ta ổn định tại vị trí.
Mr. Paul Scholes, Mr. Rangix, from the bottom of our heart, we'd like to say thank you so much, because we know that you fly out this evening. And we know that in the 16th, there'll be your birthday. And the 29th? Last week, the 29th is Mr. Gig's birthday. So, on this occasion, the students of Vinschool will give you both a very special present. Và xin được mời đại diện các học sinh của các thầy cô học sinh của trường Vinschool sẽ có một món quà gửi tặng tới hai huyền thoại bóng đá của chúng ta. Và có lẽ là chúng ta sẽ quay cái đi để sau đó lật ra thì các anh ấy sẽ biết nó là cái gì ạ. Alright, we have special gift for both of you. It's a painting of each of the legend. Mr. Rangix and Mr. Paul Scholes, we would like to present you the painting that we have given you, such a lovely ones, and we hope that it will accompany you on the way back to England. And it will have, and now, as I've said, the birthdays of these legends are coming, and would you like to sing some birthday song for them? Can I say, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear legends, happy birthday to you. Thank you so much, thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, students of Vinschool, Vinsers, we have come to the end of our talk show today. We have been listening from the sharing of the legends, how they discipline themselves, how they show their commitments, how they achieve their dreams by working hard, by trusting your teammates, your coaches, your teachers, and of course, to have fun in your life. Once again, thank you so much, Mr. Paul Scholes, Mr. Rangix. We hope that you will come back for more. And thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, special guests, parents, and students. See you again.
Once again, we would like to thank you very much for being here with us. It really means a lot for our students, especially for those who love football, especially who've been a big fan of MU. And it really means to us. So Vinschool, once again, can I see your flags? You're clapping as a thank you for our very special guests. Can I hear it louder? So thank you very much. It really means a lot to us. Thank you.
Thầy xin mời tất cả các bạn Vinschool chúng ta ngồi ổn định tại vị trí của mình ạ.